Thanks for joining me on my adventures. There are so many amazing places to see in Grenada. The question was rent a car and explore all the nooks and crannies ourselves, or get a guide with expert knowledge to take us around. The second was much more expensive. Before deciding, we thought about driving on the left-hand side, but had experience doing that previously in other countries. The other option was the condition of the road, as well as the overall cost of gas and insurance. When we actually crunched the numbers, we felt that we would be able to see and do more renting a car and doing our own travel planning. The only downside is you perhaps lose out on the expert insight of a guide, but doing some reading online about the various sites, you can gain a pretty decent insight before heading out on your adventures.
Enjoy everything.
We looked at the reviews online, and the company we chose delivered the car directly to our hotel. They also arranged the Grenada driver's license at part of the cost, and they honored our visa for the collision damage waiver. We were surprised. We didn't request one, but got a hybrid vehicle. We did ask for a small SUV. We didn't want anything too big, but we wanted some road clearance in case the roads were rough. This vehicle was ideal. Most of the roads we drove on were well paved, but we did do some off-road gravel towards a beach area. An important realization early on was to watch the locals to find out where they slowed for speed bumps.
Entering St. David's Parish. Beautiful flowers.
Nice looking homes over here. There's not much of a shoulder off to the side, so you do have to be careful as there are some rain troughs. Well-developed complex over here on the east coast. Every so often you got to watch for these speed bumps. It's always good following a local who knows where they are to anticipate the early brake before you hit the speed bump.
Atlantic Ocean. Look at those guys in the back of the
tow truck.
The goats.
And the beautifully colored walls, all in the colors of the Grenadian flag.
Gorgeous palm trees.
Just a reminder, as a driver, you can't look around as much as a passenger. That's the only advantage of taking a taxi. Coming up to a peak here, may get a good vantage point.
St. David's Police Station.
There you can see the beautiful mountainous peaks that we're driving around.
Morning.
Good morning. Welcome to our adventure. Church built into the mountainside. Some beautiful homes. As the road continues to snake its way as we're going to scenic outlook. Cocoa trees, probably nutmeg, all embedded in all of these.
400 meters, turn right to
We're motoring along. This is the eastern main road. It is pretty decently paved. A couple little spots that are tricky, and you got to just watch out for the occasional speed bump, tight turn, or big truck. But we are making some good headway. All the kids coming home from school. I was always watching out to see if there was any gas stations, which there were along the route. However, with a hybrid, there was no need to stop until the end to fill up. You see the mist of moisture up in the upper reaches of the mountain, and look at those beautiful flowers that we're driving by. During the day, the roads were pretty quiet. We got busier first thing in the morning and as work let out. Traffic also increased around tourist spots as well as when there is major cruise ships in port. And we're heading to the Welcome Rock. Some of these roads are in excellent shape. A couple, not so much. More than anything else, this is watching for blind spots and parked cars and allowing oncoming right away.
Single car bridge.
This stoplight was a rarity outside of the
Turn
major
right onto Seaman Road.
two towns. Would you say that's the road there?
Yes. Welcome to Paradise.
I was pleasantly surprised at the parking options at most attractions. The Welcome Rock was unique, however. To the Welcome Rock Laverne Road, but we are on it now, and you can see, I'm glad we're not doing this part hiking, using the car to get us up closer to the summit. Certainly working the car. Look at that incline there. Oh boy. I did a remarkable three-point turn at the top of the Welcome Rock and then headed down to the challenge of the dirt road. We took it slow and it was well worth it to get to Lavera Beach. Getting to Lavera Beach right now, you can see the road is pretty rustic. When that big resort comes to fruition, this will be all paved, and it will certainly change the rustic nature of this area forever. For reference, it took us about 2 hours to go from the southern point to the northern point on the island. Large vehicles wisely use their horn, especially around blind turns, to notify other cars. Anytime we had to stop to ask for directions, the locals were absolutely amazing, very friendly and helpful. Grenada, is it saying, what's it, what is it saying?
100 meters.
I'm turning right here. Following this guy all around.
Yep.
I just took my time driving through built-up areas.
Are you enjoying it?
Awesome. I have traversed the island so far. We're on hour 4 or 5 and loving every moment of the experience.
How could you not love that scenery? Beautiful country, beautiful people. Having a wonderful time.
Tourists who do not rent a car usually drive in these minivans, either on a private taxi or a group tour, or perhaps a local bus. I'll use the same vehicle. You can see an example parked on the left-hand side of the road. Looks like this. One just has to be a little patient. Gives you a chance to look around some of the homes, some of the vegetation, and some of the animals that occasionally you spot.
This morning.
In 200 meters at the roundabout.
I got the wall.
Off to the left is the Sandals property. So I suppose you could have a coffee and maybe see a plane come in as you're either playing tennis or having a swim. Now we're heading back into the island to do some more touring.
Muster point.
Yeah, before I guess there's going to be a tsunami. We enjoyed it heading up into the mountains as well as doing the coastal road. Occasionally Google Maps did not give us the correct direction, but 95% of the time it did.
Make a U-turn. In 400 meters, turn left to stay on Laura.
Driving. Some of these roads are just beautiful to drive on. Getting a little bit more cautious as we get to some built-up areas, or if there's parked trucks on the side of the road. And I always love catching a glimpse of the ocean as I'm driving down from the mountains. Okay, stop.
Turn right.
Right, here's our roundabout, and we're going to be heading over this way. For roundabouts on a left-hand drive situation, always give way to the vehicles on the right. And off we go.
Continue for 3 kilometers.
One of the schools, churches, many.
And here's the other thing you have to watch out for, and the road is a speed bump. A lot of these are just around commercial areas, schools, churches.
It's manufactured.
As we drive by some sugarcane and a rum factory, that's the only downside, driving yourself. You can't do any samplers at the various rum shops.
Once again, you get a feel for how tight some of the driving. Churches. Twisty, turny switchbacks, trucks. Pedestrians. And there's the Bougainvillea, the national flower. How beautiful is that? The cove. The Hangover Bar.
Despite our best efforts to avoid driving through the capital, St. George, we did end up heading through on our way back from the waterfall. Ironically, the road leading out of St. George to Grenada is probably one of the worst roads going.
Potholes galore. Think major road work is taking place.
Bumper sticker I've seen in Grenada: not drunk, avoiding potholes. When you see this road, this guy's spot on. Yes, turn it up. We avoided our worst fears by following some common sense tips. Don't drive at night. Drive defensively throughout the whole trip, as well as avoid times of heavy rain. And be a courteous driver. Allow locals to pass if you're slowing to sightsee. This was the rental car we got off of Y&R Rental Company for 3 days. Drove around the entire island. It was very enjoyable. A couple little challenges I'll share, as well as things to consider. Take a local bus or taxi into St. George and avoid the traffic and parking hassles. Secondly, if there's somebody tailing you, wave them by, be courteous, and let the locals get on their way. Y&R Car Rentals allowed us to drop the keys at the hotel front desk. They came and picked the car up. Just great service all around.